So hi guys, now welcome on board. We are going to do a reaction towards the Nyabohanse. Yeah, so guys, back to the swarm from yesterday. I hope you saw the journey. Baby Junior taking the journey to Embu, and all of you were gathered on the streets to actually see from Nyabohanse to Embu, and you saw the peacocks in the house. So how about the peacocks? So let's get there. Mr. Blue, you saw him right there getting the peacocks, and happy national audience that are coming to the villa. I saw the goats and I was like, oh my god, are the 2 goats going to be enough for these 50 guests? Or is he actually lying about the guests? Somebody in the comment section said something about the lie, about the number of guests. I don't know. You know, there's a lot on the streets, and Kenge always sometimes tells lies or exaggerates information so that he can get more donations. Yeah, so let's get to the video and we'll be checking. Now I'll begin with the first video that we were checking here, David Jr. and titled Meet My Brother, yeah, with big surprise, right? So is this really a surprise? That is my question to you. If you're in the house, please comment on this. Yeah. So is this a surprise, or we have just had a script, you know? The normal way for this family, they go for a script because they are an open book in Nyabohanse and we have to keep following them. Of course, somebody said the other day, Karoti said that Kenge always lies about some things, but it is learned, right? So meeting David Jr. here, let's get to see the aspect of the peacocks in Embu. And my question was like, why the peacocks? Of course, I've not seen the normal other birds in these streets, so I was just wondering why the peacocks. But then I had to discover later that the peacocks had been brought by a white, or rather, you know, a donor. They were donated. Now, can you imagine, guys, the peacocks are worth 180,000 Kenyan shillings. Together with transportation, that was about 200,000 or more. Yeah, so why peacocks? That was my question, and I would actually throw that question back to you so that you check and tell us why the peacocks. So the surprise in this video. Surprise is the peacocks, but we are not surprised because we already had known about what is coming in the boxes. And as they unbox the presents from the UK and the US, we are there doing it with them. So guys, welcome on board. You can chat and tell us where you're from. Hi, big up, Wagwan, and hola hola. So right here we are, just on the streets of Nyabohanse, talking about things that happen around here or there. I told you yesterday that I am going to be calling Mr. iam-marwa the Blue Man, Mr. Blue. Why? Because of the gumboots that he never actually removes. When he's in the farm, the blue gumboots are on. In the bedroom, they are on, and in the kitchen, they are. So guys, let's get to the Mr. Blue video through the brother and how he receives these gifts. Now let's start somewhere here. I'll be showing you what happens right here. Now remember, man, yesterday David Jr. was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, do you think it's time? And all those questions when the bee or baby police was there nagging her about the marriage. He was like, no, I'm not very sure about that. So let's get to somewhere 43 there. Just when he arrives, what does he tell us? Let's get there and see. Here, back in Nyabohanse, and this is what he said.
Mid next month, wanna be starting the 2nd floor of the house. But so far so good, guys. Wanna be meeting my brother Marochti and surprising him with the amazing, beautiful surprises all the way from UK, that is United Kingdom.
Okay, guys, so the presents are from UK.
Beautiful surprises, you already know.
The surprises from UK, not really that they were bought in UK, but they were bought in Embu, as all of us watched that. Now, why say UK? There is a supporter from there, and of course they have to be recognized. And so let's go and hear what
PEACOCKs,
Devi tells
and
us.
big shout out to her. Thank you, Mom, wherever you are. We are forever grateful. Thank you. May God bless you. May God bless your generations. May God bless your kids, and may you never lack. This is very, very special because the gifts themselves, they are very.
All right, so of course, guys, you know what we're talking about here. The peacocks, the two peacocks from Embu, are the present from the UK, or rather from the lady who is being appraised in the video. Now, guys, of course, once this is put on the streets, it's a decoration for the villa, possibly to entice the international guests who are coming to the villa. On Sunday, the goat eating process starts. Now, I just went to the video for the goats, and I was like, okay, is this enough for the guests? Let's go check this, and you can comment, guys. If you know what I'm asking here, then you understand why I'm asking. Let me get there and take you to the
Buenos dias, guys. Good morning from East Africa. Today, very gloomy.
That's somewhere here.
With all the gifts I've received, it's not a gloomy day. Best, number one.
Yeah, so this is what he had to say. The blue, the man, Mr. Blue here.
I'm show my brother here. Guys, today is generally very gloomy. But again, with all the gifts I've received, it's not a gloomy day anymore, but a beautiful day.
Now I want you to look at the goats just behind and tell me if they are enough for the 50 guests that are going to be in the villa. Here they are.
I feel sad for them because we want to slaughter them, but it's not really party for the visitors coming. So we have two, we have one here, we have another one over there, if you can see it. And at the same time, it's been raining like crazy.
So guys, of course there's a lot of rain and sometimes a very gloomy, weather in Africa at large, because we are currently experiencing that weather that's, it's a common weather that happens to be in Africa. Yeah, so guys, if you're in Jamaica or India or somewhere else, that's what we're experiencing in Africa currently. Yeah, so at Nyabohanze, we have Mr. Blue telling us about the weather there, but he says it's no longer going to be gloomy. Why? We have the peacocks in the house, the gift also. So that's why, guys, when you look at Black Beauty says that they'll be all laughing with the teeth from the right to the left because the gifts are here. Now, I had to go through something else, and I was like, why should he be scared, Why should he be scared about the peacock? Let's get there and tell me whether Kenge is going to manage taking care of the peacocks. Now, one thing about the peacocks that I know, they can fly. They can fly back to where they came from if you are not careful about them. Now, Kenge says the solution will be to make sure that they keep cutting the feather all the time. Now, I wish that he just decided to check there. Here again. 1.01. Yeah, so guys, there's a problem with the network a bit, but we are going on. I hope that it chats, There are some people whom I can see on my platform, and I would wish to appreciate them. Thank you for coming on board and being live with me. When you have people coming on board when you are doing a live and watching you, it's such an appreciation, So guys, let's go to the villa and see the peacocks here. The unboxing is done here. The net is a bit wavy.
Alright. So,
So guys, I would wish to actually have your comments, also chat with you, know who is on board. Maybe which country are you from?
I think the best thing would be to start with this.
Yeah, so there we are. I want you to look at this.
Hey guys. I am going to see camera. Oh, it's amazing.
Guys, look at that.
So you just hold the legs.
Yeah,
Only.
yeah.
Because it can beat you up.
Now guys, Mr. Blue is literally scared, you know, scared about how to deal with the peacocks. He's afraid that they'll fly away. He's afraid that they'll beat him up, and he's very busy taking them. I don't know whether he chose these presents he had suggested, because of course somebody cannot buy you a gift when they have not heard maybe you mentioning about them, indicating that that's what you need in your farm. Possibly that is the original aspect that brought about the peacocks. Now, do you think these peacocks are safe here? You know, if we look at the villa is something very open. iam-marwa has not had an enclosure. There are walls there, but we don't see the building which is suitable for the birds. If you look at the building that iam-marwa has for the birds, it's a very small one, and it's not very proper for the kind of birds, you know, especially peacocks. Now, when you compare this building to whatever they had in Embu, I think you should go to that video by David Jr. and you'll see the previous day when he had left home. Now, when he left home, he told us that he was running urgently. There was some urgency. And I was like, maybe the baby P is sick. I was surprised to find out that the entire thing was just a scam, you know, to make us go watch his video. There was no urgency at all. So when he arrived in Nairobi, he went slept at the baby P's place, and then the next day they were traveling to all the way to Embu just to buy the peacocks. And they traveled all the way back to Nyabohanse. Then he was there showing us about his construction site and what he's going to do. And I was asking myself questions. Why is baby P not here? Because when they were leaving Embu, there was an indication about her coming to the village. What happened? Can somebody comment maybe on the platform so that we get to see what exactly happened that she did not get back to the village at the end of the day? So guys, let's turn back to the story in the Mr. Blue's line. Now you understand that with the fear that we saw from Mr. Blue, would maybe appreciate if David Jr. had to raise these peacocks than Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue seems to be a bit of afraid about this kind of birds, you know. He's afraid that it would be beaten, they would not survive, they would fly away, and he suggests feathers from the peacock every day. And I'm like, is that really good for the birds? All the time they'll be trimming the feather? I think the best procedure would be that they have a building specifically for these birds, even mixing this kind of birds with the hen, the way finally Mr. Blue decided to do. I don't think that is the right thing. So he says in this video, so Mr. Kinge, where did you see this kind of birds? And why did you even decide to have them? Let's see that part. He tells us something here. Where did you see them? And why did you decide to have them? Now they are celebrating that these are the only peacocks in the village. Let's see here. There's some sort of interruption with the internet.
First time we are receiving peacocks here.
The entire village.
Actually,
Okay.
I've never seen peacock even in my entire life. When I was in India, I saw them in a certain hotel. But for the first time now, they're holding a peacock.
So guys, what must have motivated Mr. Blue here? Or rather the king of the swamp to have the peacocks? Because he said the first time he saw them when he was traveling, remember this is a man who has traveled 70 countries. The first time he saw the peacocks is when he went to India. And it was a hotel. Now who made him understand that we have peacocks in Embu? Because we saw David Jr. rushing with the baby police plus the cousin to Embu to pick these peacocks up. Who exactly told him that that is where they are? Now, if you can tell me that there's a lie here, I will accept very fast. Why? Because you can't tell me that Marwa all the way did not know exactly where the peacocks can be found in this country. I was trying to check just to see whether there is another option of where peacocks can be found, and I was not lucky. But if you are here on the platform, kindly give your comments so that we know what is your feeling, what is your thought about the peacock aspect. Now, at some point, as I told you, the villa is not safe for this kind of birds. And if you can agree with me, that's quite true. Let's get there to see exactly what I was talking about, because sooner or later, I think there was a problem. The peacocks running all the way to the riverside. Let me just spare you the advertisements because they really bother a lot. Yeah, so we saw him holding one of them like a baby. Did you see that? Yeah. So let's get ahead a bit. And very soon then we saw David Jr. looking for the peacock, running around by the river and saying he had seen them. Yeah, let me just give you a few minutes and we'll see what is happening here. Today we have a letdown in the network, actually. Whatever is happening. So here, so guys, if you're on board, you better drop a comment, maybe in relation to the content we are sharing and something you know about the villa, and whether you really think this is a suitable place for this kind of birds. Yeah, so exactly after unboxing, and Devi says they should just let them move around. What happened? Of course, we saw the queen of the swamp holding one of them like a baby, and afterwards he had to let it, hold it a bit alongside Rochelle and other people around. And he was really struggling with it because it was like uncomfortable with the kind of treatment that was being offered here. Now later on, we see David Jr. following these birds to the river. Let me just get to that point somewhere there. Now we saw Uncle Mo comparing the peacocks with the ostrich. There is no comparison. Yeah, there's no comparison here. So let's get to the network is a problem today. We are not having a very good connection. Yeah, here we are.
Was in the farm, yes. Offered transportation, so
yeah, remember the transportation was offered to them,
plenty.
and they have a lot of birds.
I started creating from where I bought them. Okay. They have.
Yeah, let's get further to here.
Lakini nakula tu vitu normal kama mahindi.
And I can't wait even to do landscaping. Yeah, the peacocks can also enjoy the huge home life.
Maybe we can get to another video. That's where we'll find it in this video. I might have placed in the other video
and
here.
The skies are not clear. That means my solars are not charging very well.
21.
I generally don't like gloomy days. I like more sunny, beautiful days. So. Every day I'm bye. I love to eat sugarcane.
Yeah, so guys, as I was checking through the video, I saw another area of
most of the time I'm not around.
critical outlook. Just see here.
So this Skuma Wiki is not the one that
the variety of
this one can stay here
crops that they have planted there.
It
But then
Close, you get
I
the
was just
sucker, you
wondering,
plant the
this is a
sucker
very
like
vast piece of
for
land,
example this
and
one here.
you know,
This is
he
a
calls
sucker like
himself a
this,
serious farmer.
and you plant it here,
Now, when you look at the
just like
kind of
that.
farming that is done here, the vegetables are not even
You have a
enough. Of
sukuma
course, yesterday in the video
wiki. So
of
that's why I'm
yesterday,
telling you this one can stay
Mr.
here for
Blue was
20 years. You see
blaming the
another one here.
workers. And I was like, okay,
You can plant it
you've
anywhere,
always been in the farm.
even here.
He's always in the
Just
farm,
like that.
and he says he manages everything there. So how comes
Just like that,
again
you have a sukuma
he
wiki.
has to keep blaming the
Nothing much.
workers for that? Because if
So
you are
the
working
business,
maybe elsewhere, you would say that you blame the workers whom you leave back at home to look at your property. But now here, Mr. Kenge, or rather the king of the swamp, is always in the swamp. Unless he goes away from here, maybe to travel to another country, he's always there. So our question is, why then should he not manage his farming activities in the farm? Yeah. So if you understand what I'm talking about, and the villa, you know, with the visitors coming, the international visitors, everything is being cleaned. So I'm like, okay, because you'll be showing the visitors around the farm, is this why you've decided to clear everything? Yeah. So let's get to the part whereby he's talking about the seeds that came to Argentina. Remember, the Argentinian tour was like 3 weeks ago. So when he's talking about the seeds there, and that the seeds have not even had to sprout, you know, what exactly is he referring to in this video? Yeah. How long, even when you are buying some seeds, whether they are foreign or indigenous, I think the first step as a serious farmer is to ask how long it can take for them to sprout. You don't go wondering whether they have sprouted or not, maybe making the workers check on it as they are planting something else. You know, that is what I understand as serious farming. Because we know, like beans, how long does it take for them to sprout? If it is a fruit, how long does it take for them to sprout? You can't have guesswork and you're calling yourself a serious farmer. If it was for the Black Beauty TV, for example, or somebody else, then I would be laughing lungs out. However, the setting in which I am, of course, does not even allow me to really crack the jaw that much. So guys, the love chat is allowed here as long as you stick to the topic. So when you come on board, consider chatting, leaving a comment in relation to the topic. And of course, as I raise questions, you can also answer those questions. Yeah, so guys, I didn't know there was a story behind this BMW that Dimwango had bought and set it in Mombasa. And I was like, are we sure that that was her BMW? Because in the exchange, the part of selling, it was not very clear whether she's really selling. In fact, I kept asking in that video, why is it that she never showed us who, for whoever she was selling to, how much was it sold? Then she came talking about Mat. Mat is the only one left there. In 2 days, she will be gone. And I was like, okay. So again, some people had been indicating that Mat had been hired and she could go about, use it, and then just leave it. Now, I didn't know that there was a story about her having surprised her mother with the same vehicle. Now, she was saying she will be back to which kind of vehicles. Of course, she mentioned them. And one of the vehicles she was mentioning was more of the family thing. And people came up with a lot of stories. Now, having talked about David Jr. going to get peacocks for the brother, I wonder whether there's any hatred which people refer to most of the time in these videos. You know, a lot of people talk about these things a lot, and I'm not very clear about whether there is any sort of hatred between the siblings, or it's just the people from outside that think there is, when in reality there is none. When in reality, it doesn't seem like there is any sort of bitterness or hatred in the family of the iam-marwa, Dimwango, and David Jr. Now let's get to another area. Of course, I saw another part of the unboxing of the presents, and that was at somewhere here. I'll be showing you so that you tell me if I'm overthinking in this video. Here, the part of unboxing. Yeah, so Mr. Blue comes out and shows us the present that Rochelle had come with from after she came from Brussels and London. So these are the gifts. Let's just look at it and give me the comment you think about this.
Already
Yeah?
I'm liking something here. Wait, they're all shots, or one is for you, one is for me.
No, let me show you. I chose this
For my
you
show.
and one for my issue.
Okay,
So
very
you
good.
can wear with my
Father's Day.
father's son.
So guys, Rocio is like, yeah, I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay. That is what the communication she's simply giving to the people that watch and maybe give a critique saying that she's just a baby mama and all that. So she's refuting that and she's taking the initiative of now buying clothes for Kenge, or rather the king of the swamp. She's also buying a similar identity shirt, yeah, for the son, so that the father and son will look identical. Of course, in this video, we saw once they had tasted them, they were showing us that, and I was like, okay, the present from England, yeah, is this what she bought? Possibly she bought, because from whatever she's saying, she bought.
Then we have one here which looks like a cloth I have.
I bought this color for you.
Yes. It's also very good. Things from England. Oh wait, made in Bangladesh. Yes, it's there. This one made in God. So India and England. But this one at least made in London.
Now, guys, what did he say? What did he just say? At least. So he looks at every other piece, then he said at least this was from London, The rest, there was one from England, another from India, and we had another from a different place. It was like, oh no, this is not what I was supposed to have. So it's possibly like from the tests. I don't know whether Roshu understands this aspect of tests and preferences for Marwa, because it's like when you look at Marwa, most of the times when he goes to places, he buys a t-shirt that is labeled for that place. So in particular, maybe if he was the one to go to London, he would have bought only things made in London, And of course, let's get to these mugs. The preferences here. The taste and preferences. Now let's get to the next present.
Instead of saying London, here we say London. Let's go to London because it's L-O. A lot of villagers call it London instead of London. Even me when I was a kid, I had major issues trying to pronounce it.
Yeah, guys, so we are being reminded by Mr. Blue about pronunciation. Pronunciation as Africans and pronunciation for the rest of the people in the world, yeah? So he gets onto this argument with Rocio, and they are talking about whether it's London or London. What do you think? Drop some comment in the comment section so that we know who was winning here. Yeah, so it was a very funny argument that reminded me about what JT said. JT said that most of the time when you look at Rocio sits down, she's very quiet, like there's nothing she knows in the world. However, she is like calculating, making scheming movements, And at the end of the day, she says, no, I don't approve what he says. So Marwa is there and saying, it's London. Finally, there's an argument that comes, and I don't know why that was meant. I don't know, because I've not seen them having very perfect kind of pronunciation, and it doesn't seem to matter anyway. So let's look at this discussion and tell me what you believe in from what you're seeing.
It's London instead of London. I'm like, bro, it's an L-O.
So they had to argue until they brought the Google pronunciation.
Why?
It's not London.
Why?
I don't know.
Because me, I asked that in one of my videos, and they say London.
London.
Yeah. It's an O.
Oh, even it's
London.
London. It's not London. It's London.
But London, it should be another vowel.
Trust me, it's pronounced as London.
Yeah, so Mr. Blue is like, trust me, Rocio, it's not London. it's not London, it's London. And Rocio is like, no, trust me, it's not about London, but it's London. She even quotes now the one of the videos she made while in Brussels, and of course when she was in London the other week traveling. And the argument goes on and on until they have now to use the Google pronunciation to taste. And they still don't end this argument. And from the poster that Rocio is posing, she's dissatisfied that this man here is going to argue about pronunciation. It's like, you don't know about the right pronunciation. Come on. Come on, you're an African. You don't know the right pronunciation. Why are you arguing with me? So let's look at this again.
I doubt it because I asked this question.
Where is my phone? We can.
So Mr. Blue is not satisfied. He says, let me look for a phone and check for the pronunciation. You know, he's not going to lose any time soon. Always, as always, he knows how to design the kitchen. He knows how to design the parking lot. He knows how to make the proper dough. He knows how to organize the farm. Yesterday he was all there cleaning everything in the home so that the international visitors arrive when it's warm. So perfect. He knows the right tiles, how to make the tiles clear and all that. So how about this? So let's get there.
We rest this case once and for all.
They want to rest the case once and for all. Now you people, the subscribers, you are not helping here, because I know the subscribers from Mura side and from Argentina and all the way.
I accept.
And the way you say la, you say la.
That beautiful weather.
So let's get here.
You make an O
Listen.
with your lips.
Long. It's not long.
But it's not London. You say la. You say la.
Yeah,
La.
London and London. Those are two different pronunciations. Guys, help us. No. Actually, when we used to read in primary school, we say London. It's you and me.
So guys, Mr. Blue reminds him about the primary school. I don't know. Whoever did primary school those years, and I'm just imagining deep in the village in Jabohanse, how can somebody have perfect pronunciation? I don't know. I don't want to belittle, but then I'm just thinking about the teachers that time, primary school, public, for that sake. And then I'm imagining about the Concrat's mom, one of the teachers, of course. And then here you are reminding that when we were in primary school, the teachers used to beat us for pronouncing London, and they could say we say London. So guys, the discussion went on and on. It was so funny, and I know a lot of people will be talking about it, and they're like, why this discussion? It doesn't make sense even talking about that, because she's been in London for all that time, and pronunciation depends sometimes on the basic learning and what you've gone through. So the discussion went on, and he was like,
Listen when it's Londres. You can feel long. Listen.
Londres.
Long. Long.
Londres.
But if you change,
London.
So guys, that magic went on and on. Let's get to where it ends.
the crown of the window. The window or the section.
Yeah, so guys, Mr. Blue, or rather the king of the swamp, is a great narrator, and he cannot just let Rocio prove a point here. So they go on and on with the argument. I wish it was just a sweet romantic argument that would not feel like somebody is pressing or suppressing the other. So it goes up to some level, and he's like, let me give up, and the unboxing goes on. Now, the other part of this video that I found funny is when we are checking on the new clothes.
He had stayed with this
Here.
for 3 years. They were waiting for me. Yeah, imagine. So he bought them a long time ago.
These ones I really like them. Actually, with the outfit you have right now,
He's the one who actually ordered, the same person, Felix from Uganda. I know you. Okay, let him. There's a boy there pulling a calf. Oh, London. This is like a place when the sun is shining. So, you don't have to. Yeah. I married an elegant woman who she likes fun. She likes
Now, guys,
from London. This goes actually with the trouser. You see what I'm putting on the trouser?
the other part that I had a critical thought about is this exact spot, you know. He knows that he's on camera, but he goes on to undress just in public and then now put on the dress. And his comment, does he say?
Which one? Oh, okay. You know, guys, me, I take, even this one remove. Guys, me, I take life easy. I don't, I always tell my, with or without money, me, I would still be the same guy. So, that is the reason you always see me wearing like this. And I married an elegant woman who she likes fun. She likes.
Okay, so what are you talking about? So, of course, we have had a lot of criticism, Caro and maybe Black Beauty, plus so many other people, Neotrans and the rest of them, JT, critiquing how Marwa presents himself. Let's say from the hair to the dressing to the lack of belts to the failure to put on underwear, underpants and all that. So this kind of criticism has really pushed him to the wall, and he keeps reminding people that regardless of having money, he will live the same simple way, you know, like he's simple. That's what he said. Is he really simple? This is a question I'll pose to you. If you are here on the platform, comment on that. What do you think? Is he cheating us, or what exactly is he telling us? Is he just his carefree way of handling himself? Is it even, you know, is it even the suitable way of conducting himself? Now, considering the fact that he even undresses in public, he's on camera and he does so, then he now keeps changing the clothes instead of doing it from some room. Why did he even build the villa in the first place? That room, so many rooms, and he cannot go into a room, you know, try the clothes, then come out and be seen, because that's what I expect him to do when he's on camera. But in this video, you actually saw what a letdown we had here. Anyway, he might be having a woman of elegance. Then why can't he then have elegance himself, you know? So also, of course, taking the role of a wife and helping in the dressing and all that. And he's there to prove a point that, yeah, of course, what he bought was outstanding. Of course, the colors were suitable.
Okay, so Maisha also.
Now, after dressing, and the boy also does so, this is what we find. This is what we find here. This is what we find.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts. This one came from my wife Rosia. These two from London. And then here from one of you guys, a very good one also. I'll wait one of these beautiful days when the sun is shining. Sorry, you can hold this.
Now, of course, he has already told us that he'll be using the last black one on Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday, I hope you know all of you, that Sunday will be the goat eating process, and with the international guests around, I don't know if they will be actually 50. Of course, we'll be there watching and seeing what will be happening. Now, let's get to another point from this video. Of course, it was at the Jamaican uncle. The Jamaican uncle spot. Let's get there. Yeah, so the Jamaican uncle, of course, you know, he's in Nyabohante, gathering the subscribers from there. So here we are with the Jamaican uncle here.
Yes,
subscriber. Please take him to 1 million.
Thank you,
He
guys.
is a real man.
Thank you.
And he tried to put money in everybody's pocket.
Yes.
And if he tried to put money in everybody's pocket,
Yeah.
we should all take him to 1 million.
Thank you,
subscriber.
Did you see the new
So
pants?
Wagwan.
Actually,
Wagwan. So the Jamaican uncle telling us we're gonna move him to million views. I don't know. What do you think about that? Are you Ira? So if you're Ira, then we gonna work together to that. So let's come back to the Jamaican uncle, and what do you think about his postures and all that? Many people say that he's a people pleaser, a people pleaser. And of course, we are looking back at the unboxing of the presents he brought. Now, Rosho was turned back by the presents, and here they are being unboxed. And one of them, a gadget for the baby,
from the UK has
for Maisha. Here it
because I need
is.
to run a home and everything.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Uncle.
It's my humble pleasure, actually. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Uncle brought something here, guys. Rocio, the tech lady. Okay, explain. What's going on?
Yeah,
Who is
so
that?
this is Maisha,
Okay,
and this is a monitor
okay.
to take care of Maisha. Now, Maisha is sleeping in the room, and I'm here outside, and I have control of what he's doing.
So now you can see.
So
like,
guys, you
Maisha
remember many people are really complaining, saying that the baby is left at the, sometimes in the house, and Rosho is outside, Marwa is outside. So it's like the Jamaican uncle came to save the situation. He brought this device that could show the status of the child in the house while the mother is outside. So guys, what do you say about this? Is the narrative solved? And do you think the Argentina girl is happy for whatever has been shown here? And you as subscribers, what do you believe in? Yeah, do you think it's an opportunity that somebody has had to jump on and get what they really want? Yeah, and how workable is this device? Tell us so that we get to see what actually works. Now, there's another point that I just saw that was a point of interest. A point of interest here. I won't forget about that. Around here. Yeah, so there's a point, remember in Marwa's house,
Yes.
they burnt the sugar, no sugar.